I've made a bunch of videos explaining how nowadays in 2026, your organic content is no longer a negotiable part of your tactics of your client acquisition if you're a Medspa nurse, esthetician, injector, because the way organic and paid ads are used to work, they were separate. Organic is doing its thing, paid ads are doing their thing. But now the biggest personalities in the marketing space are all saying the same thing in unison, which is the organic is meant to boost the paid ads. Because think about what's happening with the paid ads. Cost per leads are going higher and higher and higher. Cost per appointment are getting higher as well. The cost to show the ad to 1,000 people is getting higher as well because so many people are flocking to the platforms. And so what is the hack? How can we get around that? Is by making organic content that's essentially giving us the ability to test for free as much as humanly possible, to then take that content that's doing marginally better, relatively better than all the other pieces of content, and using it for ads. Okay, that's going to save you thousands of dollars in testing. It's going to save you tens of thousands of dollars over the lifetime of your med spa whilst you're building it to grow, to scale it, to cash cow it, or to like exit it. And so with that being said, I'm scouring the social media feeds, Instagram, Facebook, so that you don't have to show you just how easy it is, because I know estheticians are notoriously hard to convince to produce content, and for good reason. It takes time, it takes mental bandwidth, it takes energy, right? But let me show you a couple of examples, because DAOs are right now the craze. Everybody and their mom is speaking about DAOs, and look at the way they're doing it. Different formats. This lady is purely explaining it, just quick caption, headline, and then the subtitles. The whole video is just her doing the education piece, and I like it. It's good, it's working for her. She has a big brand already, props to her. Now look at this next level. So now you have a lady that's actually using pencils and colors. And by the way, this is actually pretty standard in the fitness industry, to use colors and markers on your body to show what the muscles are doing, which direction each of them are pulling. But I like this because it's making it that much more visual, that much easier to understand, and it gives you that sort of wow factor, the thing that can really stand out on the social feeds. Because this thing, by the way, this is called the yap. Just yapping on camera can work if you already have a good audience, which she does. If you're completely at the beginning and you don't get that reach, well, then people are not going to stop to watch you. Your face is not recognizable enough, and so the algorithm is not going to push it. So you cannot play by the same rules as these big channels. I was speaking to a med spa the other day, and she wanted to copy the playbook of Skin Laundry, but those guys are PE backed, right? These guys have had private equity for years. They're a company that's 10-15 years in the making right now. So you're going to do something smarter. You're going to pull up a bunch of markers. You're going to sit down with your esthetician, with your injector. One of you is going to hold the phone, or you're going to put it on a tripod. The other two are going to basically demonstrate and explain, just like so. And if you want to take it to the next level, you can do this. You can have your overlays on your face. Again, the whole idea of this is not that it's necessarily making the explanation clearer, but that it stands out in the feed. You can imagine how, if you were to check the way your content pops on the feeds, would you click on this? Would you click on that? Or would you click on that? Which one would you click on? It's subjective. It's really up to you. Ideally, the ultimate judo move here, the ultimate hack, is to do all of them, right? So you have yet another one. By the way, did you see the way she popped in the frame? That's a visual hook, right? Sliding into the camera with those hand little movements. The rest of it is actually her painting on herself with a marker, which mad props, because now you can literally do this by yourself, and it will take you less than 2 or 3 minutes to put one of these reels together. And again, these things compound. So if you understand that the aim of these reels is not to get you reach by themselves, but to sort of create a cushion of content on your social media, on your Instagram feed, on your wall, for when someone comes in and they check you out from the advertising, it's one of those things that sort of lifts everything else with it. And then here's yet another one. Really like this one because it's doing a combination of the markers and explanations, first person POV. So all these things matter, right? Just realize that in this case you have your visual overlay, then you have the first person view, so you don't actually see the person who's doing the treatment. I, for one, prefer seeing the treatment provider because it's creating that sort of brand recognition. So in this case versus in this case, here you're seeing your esthetician, your provider, and when you come into the Medspa, it's like, oh, I've seen this person in the ads. She's been all over my feed. She's been all over my in Facebook and Instagram, right? It creates that, you know, when you like a celebrity, that's called a parasocial relationship. You feel like you've known them and they've never met you in their life. That's the whole idea of it. But there you go. You have 4 examples of how you can create this content in a way that is visually stimulating and entertaining. And if you really want to just get things started and you don't want to fall into a perfectionist trap, then the easiest thing that you can do that's somewhat more engaging than just plainly speaking to the camera like she is this, the green screen effect. So just have your before and afters in the background and then just talk over it. It's so easy to implement. It's so easy to film. Instagram is making this extremely easy to reproduce right now, and you can get your estheticians to do it, you can get your injectors to do it, your nurse practitioners, because now what's happening with AI is nobody is educating anymore. Everybody is trying to ride these trends, the funny songs and the dances and everything, and they can work, don't get me wrong. You can get views, you can get reach with them, but it's not gonna get you the relationship build that you need in order to convert these guys. So with that being said, here's another cool example of something that can definitely work to get you views, to get you reach, something that's a bit shocking, bit of a shock factor, but again, it's another thing that you need to think of. Do not overcomplicate this. Stick to these tried and proven frameworks, formats, and don't fall into the trap of paying for a social media managing agency to create this content for you. Because if you think about the big brands, Milan Laser and Laser Away and Skin Laundry and all these gigantic companies that ended up being purchased and ingested in private equity, most of them started being founder led. And what do I mean by that? It's the founder in front of the camera just producing content. Especially when we speak about Botox and filler and injectables and facial aesthetics, this is not like a vet. You can go to just about any vet, is the same service. No, in this case, people treat the esthetician and the injector as the relationship, as the artist that's going to look after their face. So it's important to build that trust with your service provider. And you want to do that across all of your estheticians and injectors, as well as across your Medspa, because otherwise you're essentially building the brand of your injectors, and they can take that brand away with them when they no longer decide to work with you and for you. So these are just very quick examples of something that I'm seeing on my feeds a lot in the last 24 hours. There's another one here, just a little bonus of a viral facelift craze with a before and after side by side. Very easy to achieve. Just treat half of the face and then film it together with the reaction. Get in the habit of doing these things. Operationalize it. Every person that comes in and gets a treatment should give you a before and after, should give you a testimonial, a case study. These things compound. They really are easy to execute. If people are opposed to giving you that content, that's fine. It's a numbers game. Don't get bogged down and discouraged by someone not wanting to show their face. Different people are differently inclined to accept to show up in front of the camera, especially if you're going to give them free treatments. It's very easy to make that ask, and if your estheticians are not requesting these, just incentivize them. Pay them $50 for each testimonial, for each case study that they produce. So I hope this is helpful. We are integrating more and more social media organic with our paid ad strategy for our Medspa partners. If you want to obviously continue following the channel, I'm going to continue making these videos for your information and success. And obviously, if you want a free advisory session with myself directly, go to medspapatients.com, book your appointment with me right now, and obviously save yourself hours of mental buffer of thinking about these things. We will literally spoon feed you the recipes and the frameworks so you can put them into application and really start building that brand equity, not just patients for today, but also for tomorrow and for your exit and for a business that's long lasting. Okay, medspapatients.com to your success.